Really fantastic job, and both of you you play really well together, and yeah, like there's you have your own interpretation of it, so and it's wonderful. I really commend it. There's a couple of pointers maybe I'll give just to help you again. Same thing as with Chase, just like ideas, maybe you could, like bigger ideas that you can choose to integrate if you want to. But and just like a few small detail things. But it sounds really great and well done as well. That's a huge piano part. So yeah. So just starting at the very opening. That's so cool you do it on the oboe. You start on the oboe. Does everyone else start on the oboe, or is it a studio thing? Like, does your teacher, is that how he likes it, or is it kind of
whatever Dr. Rachel wants me to do?
Dr. who?
Dr. Rachel, our professor.
Okay.
He has some cool bowing ideas.
I see.
So it's a Rachel thing.
Okay. It was cool. And it sounded great. The thing I would love a little bit more of in the beginning is the idea of, and this is the thing that's like, I don't want to change your point at all because you sound wonderful, but feeling that kind of like from the beginning, which we get with so I'm trying to picture how to do it on the oboe, maybe like, just because I felt like it's a hard one to start, like just like go, so maybe like a slight, even if you're doing an oboe, feeling like as if it's going to be a down bow, like just to have maybe you could breathe before you play and then exhale as you play, like breathe out just before you play. And I think that might give it the quality of the character. That you're doing a really good job of it. I think particularly as you play the next few notes, you really had the character you wanted. I just think the first three notes could have maybe a bit more breath. This opening is so cool. It's a fact I learned is that it has every note of both A major and E major scales in this. It's it's really cool. What an opening. Yeah. So maybe we could just try the opening. Maybe try this idea of breathing in, and breathe out, and then play. Just to see how it feels like. Do you want to try that? Yeah, nice. How did that feel? Did that feel different, better, worse? It's more comfortable? Okay, cool. Yeah, I think trying it, you're doing a great job with the bow, and I really like it. It's a new idea for me that you might steal from me. but do practice it a few times with the down bow, just to know the feeling of, because that's the good thing about the down bow is it's kind of like a release. So it's like that's the benefit of the down bow. But if you manage a way to do both with the up bow, then I think you're doing that'll be perfect. It'll be really good. Jumping a bit. So one thing I did find, you play really well together, both of you, and I really commend that. I would say in general, I think you could find a bit more space to breathe sometimes, particularly at the end of phrases. I notice. So she might need a little bit more time at the end of phrases, like at cadences and stuff. Just if I find sometimes you're maybe beating her slightly to the arrival point. For example, 11 going into 12. I think that can I know there's no written Uto marked, but I think there's a natural, kind of, there's a weight on the that I think maybe that isn't the best example, but there was a couple of other spots where I thought maybe at the cadences you could lock in a little bit more just to be really, really, really together and discuss then amongst yourselves whether I'd hate that right there and we're not doing it, or I need a bit more time to just to like feel good about it, because it's annoying feeling when we have to like and then it's kind of like, oh, what just happened, so it's maybe just those tiny things. This is really beautiful kind of theme. I'm gonna jump ahead a little bit just because we have so much time. This is the 35 and 36. So the piano has. Then we have. I think you could show us that a bit more. I'd be a bit more. I don't want to say dramatic about it, but just be. It's kind of like this. Maybe this one feels anxious because the intervals. On the piano, and then the cello. You could do maybe a tiny. Just to show it, even in the first one, not like. We don't have to do that, but just like a slide. Just like a hint at something like, oh, it's getting sunnier. Music is a bit more positive. One tiny other thing. I'm trying to find this melody that has the squirt samples in it on the second beat. Oh yeah, it's actually back a bit. It's 27. So Young plays an instrument that this is really much easier to do than us. Da, da,
Yes.
da, da. So I think we have to find a way. I think it needs a bit more. It sounded really good. It was just maybe like it sounded like going to. But this is so interesting. It's kind of like it's kind of like fighting against what feels natural, And I think you could bring that out of it. Maybe could you try that actually from 25 going on to a couple of bars later? Nice, yeah. This even so we should hear there. You want to try it yourself? Maybe that 27 part. Yeah, nice. Yeah. So that they're really, really. It's like something like a little kind of like poke, And it can be body language with it as well. But just find ways to just kind of like show that it's bizarre, it's not normal. This was really great. Going into development, this is a bit further. I forget what he's quoting, but I know he does quote. So I believe it's a Bach Mass. This tune. So this is kind of. I think that could be in the second. That could be something that's like really, again, it's kind of different. It's maybe a bit more holy or spiritual. It's from a mass. Feels kind of ancient music. think you could bring that out a bit more, the character of like despair, maybe. Also one tiny thing, but try not to prepare the subito fortissimo at 115. It's really hard, but try to instead of, I think I heard a slide, but we have a diminuendo. That bit. Do you want to try that maybe together? Where's a good spot? Maybe 112 would be a nice melody. Maybe it's not a good place. Maybe from a couple of bars farther. That good? It's like 109.
Okay.
That was great. And even to make it more dramatic, you could do more of this swell. That's the apex, the highest point. And then some. I thought it was really good now, but you did a really good job with the diminuendo. Maybe it could come up a little bit more beforehand. Just an idea. See how you feel with it. Throughout this section at 140, is it 3, 2, 1, 0? Yeah, 140. It's such a weird place. It's pianissimo. You did a really good job of it. I would almost be as as eerily like desolate as possible. We're pianissimo. Very cold. And then this is like maybe a bit more hopeful, but still pianissimo. And then we get back. Then it's everything's okay. But at those few measures, it's kind of like, what's going on? This is like, it's such a weird moment, you know. It's like how do we get out of this situation? Like, at this section, you would never imagine that in 16 bars it's going to be back to, everything's going to be fine again, you know. But at this section, I would really lay into the idea of like, maybe it could be a little bit quieter and a bit more, maybe you could try to find a color that's really specific, like I would even say maybe sensitive, but I don't know. I don't know, just maybe play around with it. And final things for wrap up. Another really cool moment that I think you could highlight more is bar 232. So after it's such a weird moment. We have the theme now, but in D major. So I think preparing that should be a bit more of a shock, I think. Maybe before it could be very, very sweet. Just really, really generous. And then it's kind of like maybe you could find again another color that's kind of like, oh, that's the opening theme, but it's in a very different mood to the beginning. Oops. But maybe it could be more still, maybe more bow, more airy sound. Just like maybe find a color that you really like for both of you. And that is honestly, I think, all I have to say. It's really, I'm sorry that was kind of like really specific places, but hopefully it was useful. Yeah, finding the spots, there were a couple times of breathing. I would encourage that, just not feeling like you have to always get to the end of the phrase. I think it's very good that you keep going through the phrases, but just, allowing yourself to breathe. Okay, thank you very much. Well done.